Udja, greetings. Uben Nefer Nehast, beautiful existence arising and great awakenings, rising in consciousness every day. And welcome to today's edition of Celestial Strengths for March 30th through April 6th, where we cover the transits of the planetary transits for the coming strength. I'm getting out of the habit of saying week. I'm wanting to build strength, not weakness. So the planetary transits for the coming strength, as well as the lunar transits. And things haven't really changed that much since the last edition. We had the equinox with the sun in Pisces, Sidereal Pisces, and Chiron in Sidereal Pisces. And the other planets are stationary, except for the ones we're going to cover today. And some of you may be wondering why I've chosen these particular chimes. These are Acutonics Chimes, and they are tuned to the different planetary frequencies and vibrations based on Kepler's calculations, who we know studied with the ancient Egyptians. So for this strength, Saturn and Mars moved into Sidereal Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So that means that Saturn is exalted during this time. Now I use the HeruScopes 13-month Sidereal Kemetic astrology system, which is based on the actual motion of the planets and other cosmic bodies across the constellations, based on the ephemeris produced by NASA, the National Aeronautics Space Administration. Whereas Western astrology is based on a man-made system. And Vedic sidereal astrology only includes the 12 constellations that either cross or are close to the ecliptic, whereas the 13-month sidereal astrology systems recognize Ophiuchus as the 13th constellation. And you can find more information on this at HeruScopes.com. And then at the beginning of this series, when it was still called Celestial Sundays, I put out a report, some videos about HeruScopes and KemeTones. Okay, so for this session, we're going to be focusing on Geb. Geb is connected to both Saturn and Capricorn, and the sign of Capricorn is called Hupeneius in ancient Egyptian. Might have been around the time that the Greeks were moving in, but at that time they were still striving to maintain the Kemetic, the traditions from Kemet. And then also Mars moved into Sidereal Capricorn, both today, earlier this morning. And then I've added another tone for Geb just for the Earth. This is the tone of the Earth going around the sun in 1 year. I think it's just going to slide. All right, so we're dealing with Geb. And Geb represents the Earth. Geb is the father of the sun. And Geb is like a grandfather to us all. According to the creation myth, Geb and Nut were in eternal embrace, Geb representing the earth and Nut representing the sky, the outer space. And Ra wanted there to be creation, wanted things to move, so he asked Shu to separate them. You've probably seen the iconography where Shu is holding up the goddess Nut. And so everything in creation is made from Geb. And I learned this week in the Neteru Singapore yoga training that Geb even makes up the stars. I used to think that the stars were Nut, but Geb is the stars. And so everything on earth is inside of Nut. Geb resides inside of Nut. So Geb represents the cosmic force of the earth that keeps us bound to the earth with gravity. and also when it's time for us to move on to our higher consciousness or to the next level of our existence, when Nut is ready to bring us home up to live with her, Geb will say, oh no, you're not quite done with that. You gotta come back for some more lessons. You gotta, you know, stick around. And then also in the material world, when we're attached to like material things, and they keep us, you know, bound to earth at a lower vibration. And then Set, of course, Mars deals with our ego personality and our ego desires. And, you know, we go through this life, this journey of life, so that we can conquer our ego and not be ruled by our passions and desires. Saturn is the planet known as the restrictor, the limiter, the teacher. It has that belt around the planet. And we learn about boundaries and limitations. Our security, our stability are all connected to this cosmic force known as Geb and Saturn. Mars energy is about our force, our drive, our determination, our willpower. You know, like we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. And then that's like our ego again, rather than opening up to the cosmic mind or to our divine intuition and be guided by, you know, our higher self, or connect to the Nebuchadnezzar energy rather than the Setian energy. All right, so during this this transit, while Saturn and Mars are in Sidereal Capricorn, they kind of sound similar. We are going to be focusing on, existing beyond the physical plane. Not ignoring it or denying it, but just not being attached. And same thing with Mars. We don't want our purpose to be just on material attainments. We want to break free of these limitations. And we want to remain grounded, but that doesn't mean we want to remain grounded, confident and secure in who we are, but we do not want to be bound by our physicality. All right, well, that was a long introduction. Here we go. Om Geb, Om Set, Om Geb, 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 Geb Set Geb Transcending physicality, attaining stability, transcending ego personality, transcending mortality. Om Geb Set Geb Peace, peace.